Okay, so this one is a discount calculator. It uses forms and functions. Form and functions. There are a few new things I'm going to introduce. So as I said, we need a form and we need a function. In the body, I put a form tag. We did this earlier today, so you should be familiar with that. And because this hasn't turned orange, I know there's a problem. So that's form slash form. I need an input field. Input field. You can see the moment I have an input field, I see something like this. See, I get an input field. I can change its width, size. There's so many things I can do with it. I can actually go and say width and I can change it. I don't need that. I need to specify that the type of this input field is text. Also, because I'm going to use document.getElementById to trap its value, I need an ID for it. I'm going to call this amount, and I say amount in because this is an input field. Yeah, and you'll see when I do amount out, there'll be an amount field. So I've got ID equals amount in, and I can have a placeholder text which says enter total amount, and it looks like this, enter total amount. Now with new generation apps, wherever there's placeholder text, it helps in making the app compact because I don't really have to go and do this total amount. Yeah, I don't really have to do this. I don't have to have a kind of a heading for it like this. Yeah, but somewhere in my body, just to make things clear, I will have an h3 tag, let's say, and I will say total and I will have a span tag. What the span does is it allows me to give this span tag an ID where I can output the amount. So I'm going to call this ID amount out. Yeah, so try and understand this. I've got this one. Amount output will come here. When I enter here, the amount output will come here. So when I enter here and press hit tab, this should update, which means on change, I want to call it JavaScript, not on click, on change. On change means when I change the value there. So the moment I change the value, that should update. And this is really a real world app example, a simple calculator that can actually be used. And I have built mortgage calculators, and they're really for myself. Come on. So this was actually a repayment calculator that I built. The reason I built this was if you use a bank site and the bank's interest rate is 6%, you cannot change this field. So you never know what your repayments will be when the interest rate goes up. So when I was buying a house, I wanted to change the interest rate. I wanted to change it by 0.25, 0.5, 1% so that I know how much my repayment increases. Banks are very crafty here. Most of the sites lock this up. So I just went and built my own calculator. The formula is a compound interest formula. If you have done mathematics, A, B, I don't know, compound interest is in B, I think. And compound interest is interest on interest. Two ways of doing it. Number one, steal the formula from somewhere if you don't know enough maths. It's 1 plus r upon 100, the whole raised to n. R is rate, n is number of years. But if you don't know the formula, you can just use your for loop. You can put your interest on a for loop and you can keep calculating interest on interest. The for loop will do it for you. So this was an actual calculator, and I even use it now. So fortnightly repayments, there you go. Pretty solid. And then I tested my calculator against other calculators to make sure my results are good. So what I'm showing you is a really good example of a real something that can be used in the real world. And after I did this, I made a website for somebody who had started a real estate agency, and I said, you know what, I'll throw in a loan repayment calculator. He was absolutely thrilled. So his website had a loan repayment calculator. So coming back to this calculator, our simple calculator, our discount calculator, and you can make all sorts of calculators. Okay, you can make all sorts of calculators. On change, I'm going to call a function called update total. So I'm going to call this function update total. It goes within quotes, on change, call update total. So I'll just put outside body, I'm going to put my script. A question, the script can go anywhere on page. So I've just put it outside the body. And I was just trying to rub that full stop on my screen. I thought there was a dot on my screen. I'm trying to rub it. So I need a function update total. Now when we go to C#, methods will be written in title case. U will be title, T will be title. In JavaScript, I follow camel case. First word smaller, then every second word, the first letter is capital. Begin, end. I need to get this value. Document dot get element by ID, amount in dot value. What am I going to do with this value? I'm going to put it in document dot get element by ID, amount out dot inner HTML. So you see this amount out here, you see the ID here, this is the inner HTML, this is the inside HTML for this ID, right? This will be populated by this value, document.get element by ID amount in, and whatever value is entered here, the value will be read, and that will happen on update. Let's see, let's actually see if it works. So if I say 4,500, cool. So I have an input field, understand this. Focus on understanding, don't focus on typing. I'm going to give you the example. I'm putting up this video. This video is actually being recorded, and that's why I'm not pausing. I'm not waiting for you to complete, because I'm actually recording this and putting this up. So I got an input field, and I have got the input field calling a function that whenever the total is entered, so on change, call the function update total, and update total simply gets the value from here and puts it here. Okay, it gets the value from here, amount in value, and puts it here, inner HTML amount out. Cool. Now we need the second one. We have text and we have code. Let's say this is a discount code. Enter discount code. Discount code. And this one on change, I'm going to say, I'm going to call apply discount. Another function called apply discount. And my discount will be applied, and I'll put it somewhere here so that, some shopkeepers like to show, when you get your receipt from Coles and Willies, it says, you saved so much money, a total of $3.44 after spending $432. Wow. So they like to show you the total and the amount you saved. So let's go. 15% discounted total. Okay, or you can say 15% discount applied, or I'll just say discount after discount after discount. And this one I'm going to say, okay, I'll just call it discount out. Yeah. So after discount, this out. So I got one more thing for the code, and it's calling apply discount. So I need this other function. See the logical process in which I'm building it. Putting my input field, calling a function, writing the function. Function is throwing something out, going and making sure it is there. If you type it from top to bottom, it will work, of course, but you will not learn how to build it yourself. Okay. Function apply discount begin end, and you can see I'm very fanatic with this, because when I was learning programming, I started when I was in college 88 until when I returned to programming, when I started teaching, brackets used to get me. And you probably realize you put one bracket and you forget the other bracket, and your errors keep coming. Oh, this bracket is extra, this bracket is missing. So when I put this bracket, I put this bracket. Function apply discount. Then I come here and start applying. Now apply discount has to get the total amount first. Okay. Now apply discount needs a parameter. When you ask somebody to apply discount of 15%, and in this case I've told you that we are applying a 15% discount, but there are two things you need to know. One is what is the total amount on which the discount is being applied, and second is what is the percentage of discount being given. So I'm telling you percentage is 15, but you still don't know the total. So apply discount knows the function we will tell discount is 15%, you know. In fact, I can make a variable here. Variable discount equals 15. Yeah, cool. Just in case you want to change it later in the code. But it still needs to call one value. You need to give it this total amount, isn't it? And that total amount is document dot get element by id amount in dot value. That value of that is the total. One quote and another quote. When you put quotes inside quotes, you can't use double quotes again. So that was double, so I'm using single quotes here. Document dot get element by id single quotes dot value and bracket. So this parameter, this value of total amount, which is stored in document dot get element by id amount in its value, I'm passing to apply discount. Now I'm not going to write that whole thing here. I can just use any substitute variable. Apply discount on x, and I can say discount is equal to 15. I'm going to make another one. Variable discount amount is equal to, now if I'm going to take 15% off, it is 0.85. It's basically x minus 15% of x, which is 0.15x. That's the way you calculate the total. Or x minus 0.15x is the same as 0.85x. That is the discounted total. 0.85x. Okay, that's the discount amount. Now that I have the discount amount, I have to output it. I'm going to output it here, this out. I'm going to output it here. This amount goes to id this out. Times x. Okay, yeah. I wrote it as if I write it in algebra. Let's make it. I can call this amount. I can call this also amount just to make it a bit more meaningful. X doesn't mean too much. So amount and this amount. Let's see if this works. So total amount 5,000. Enter discount. But the problem I showed you is if I type anything, I'm going to get that discount. If I leave it empty, I still get that discount. See, I get it. Anything I type, I get 15% on it. Okay. In fact, what I'll do is make a few changes here. So this is being recorded, Declan. So you will get to see this whole recording again, and the file will be uploaded. So just give me your attention. Instead of saying on change, I will say on click. Okay, on click. I'll say on click, but this on click will be applied to a button, not to this guy. So this is the discount code. I'm going to have one more input button, input type equals button. Value equals apply discount. Yeah. Let me see if I get it. Apply discount. I got a button there. Very good. And then on click of that button, on click, I'm going to call the function apply discount. Yeah. Just make it a bit more clean. So if I go and say I've done shopping worth $2,300, 2,300 comes here. Very good. And if I apply discount, nothing happens so far. If I type a code, okay, text button, apply discount, on click, apply discount, get element by ID. I should see an error somewhere. Value apply discount, on click, call the function apply discount, pass it amount in dot value. Let me parse it. Let me say amount is equal to parse float amount. So let me parse it into a number. So no matter what code I type, I keep getting a discount, right? So we want to make this work only with a particular code. So I'm going to make a code here and make this work. So all of this I'm going to put inside an if statement, and we did if a while back. So all of this is going to happen only if a discount code is correct. Else it's going to say sorry, no discount available today. Okay. So if no code has been released by the store, no discount. Now the code, I'm going to say if code. Now the code I need to read from here, the code that I'm going to read from there can be read by saying document dot get element by ID code. Yeah. Get its value dot value, get its value, and compare it, double equal to, compare it with, let's give me a code for the day. I'll just call it code. Okay, CODE. Now to allow them to type this in uppercase or lowercase, I can do this. I can say dot to uppercase. It's a method. that no matter what input is there, it will take the value and it will convert it to uppercase and compare it with code, or let's say horse, or Dick Smith sucks, something like that. Too long a code, too many spelling mistakes in a code like this. But let's go, yeah, let's go delete. Let's go delete. Let's go delete. Yeah, let's go delete. Control Alt Delete. So now, if I test it in Chrome, and I say I've done shopping worth $6,700, that gets updated. Apply discount. Sorry, no discount available today. But if I go magic word delete, awesome. So I'm just going to stop this. It's a 20-minute video. Sorry, it got a bit long because we spent too much.